Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sharefa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C, Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer.
Russian forces continue coordinated offensive operations across 6 sectors. Today's briefing highlights the destruction of multiple Western-supplied systems, a U.S.-made M113 armored personnel carrier, a U.S.-made Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, and a U.S.-made M777 155mm howitzer, all in the South sector alone. Ukrainian losses exceeded 1,200 troops, with continued engagement of National Guard brigades in the center sector. Air defense shot down 259 UAVs and 12 guided bombs.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
Colonel, let's start with the South Group. They destroyed an M113, a Bradley infantry fighting vehicle, and an M777 howitzer, all American-made, in a single day. That's an extraordinary concentration of Western equipment losses. What does this tell you about Russian targeting capabilities and Ukrainian tactics in this sector?
The destruction of 3 different types of American-supplied systems in one sector in one day is not a coincidence. It tells me that Russian reconnaissance strike complex in the South sector is highly effective. The M113 is an armored personnel carrier, older, but still widely used. The Bradley is a much more capable infantry fighting vehicle, heavily armored, armed with a 25mm chain gun and TOW anti-tank missiles. The M777 is a modern towed 155mm howitzer that provides precision fires. To destroy all 3 in a single day suggests that Russian drones, electronic intelligence, and precision strike assets are working in concert. Likely, a drone spotted the Bradley or M113 maneuvering, and a lancet loitering munition or an artillery strike took it out. The M777, being a towed system, is less mobile and can be targeted by counter-battery radar or drone observation.
The Center Group destroyed an M777 howitzer as well, along with an electronic warfare station, and engaged 2 National Guard brigades. We've seen National Guard units in the center sector repeatedly. Why are they still being committed? And what does that say about Ukraine's regular army?
The continued engagement of 2 National Guard brigades in the center sector, alongside mechanized, airmobile, airborne, marine, and assault units, tells me that Ukraine has no more regular army infantry to rotate in. National Guard units are internal security forces. They are trained for riot control, convoy protection, and rear area security. They lack the heavy weapons, combined arms training, and combat experience of regular mechanized brigades. Their presence on the front line is a clear sign of manpower exhaustion. The loss of 345 troops in this sector today is significant. The destruction of 5 armored fighting vehicles and 2 artillery guns, including an M777, further degrades their combat power. The Center Group is applying sustained pressure that forces Ukraine to commit its least appropriate forces to the most intense sector. That is a formula for a defensive collapse.
The North Group destroyed 4 electronic warfare stations today, along with an ammunition depot and 2 material depots. Why is the North Group focusing so heavily on EW? And what effect does that have on the overall battle in the North?
Electronic warfare stations are the invisible shield of the Ukrainian military. They jam Russian drones, intercept communications, and protect Ukrainian units from precision-guided munitions. By destroying 4 EW stations in the North sector in a single day, Russian forces have created a significant gap in that shield. This allows their drones to operate more freely, their artillery to adjust more accurately, and their ground units to maneuver with reduced risk of detection. The ammunition and material depots destroyed, 1 and 2 respectively, mean that Ukrainian units in the north will have fewer shells and supplies. The North Group is not launching a major offensive today. They are systematically preparing the battlefield by stripping away the enemy's ability to see, communicate, and sustain itself. This is classic operational preparation.
The West Group destroyed 4 artillery guns, a Grad MLRS, an electronic warfare station, 3 ammunition depots, and 4 material depots. That's a heavy blow to Ukrainian fire support. How does the West Group's current activity contribute to the overall campaign, given that Luhansk has already been liberated?
The West Group is in a consolidation and attrition phase. Having completed the liberation of Luhansk, they are now focused on destroying Ukrainian combat power within range of their new positions. The destruction of 4 artillery guns and a Grad MLRS reduces Ukraine's ability to conduct counter-battery or area suppression. The electronic warfare station's destruction degrades their ability to protect their remaining forces. The 3 ammunition depots and 4 material depots destroyed mean that even the surviving artillery pieces will soon run out of shells. The West Group is making it impossible for Ukraine to sustain any offensive threat from the remaining territory they hold in the Kharkov and Donetsk regions. This is how you secure a liberated area. You don't just take ground, you destroy the enemy's ability to take it back.
The East Group continued advancing into the depth of enemy defenses, reporting 285 Ukrainian losses and 4 armored fighting vehicles destroyed. They struck 2 assault regiments. What does it mean operationally to advance into the depth? And why are assault regiments such a priority?
Advancing into the depth means that Russian forces are no longer just engaging the forward line of Ukrainian troops. They have penetrated through the initial defensive belt and are now operating in the area where reserves, command posts, and logistics nodes are located. Assault regiments are offensive-minded units. They are equipped with the best infantry fighting vehicles and are trained to lead counterattacks. By striking 2 assault regiments in the depth, the East Group is degrading Ukraine's operational reserve. If those regiments are destroyed or attrited before they can be committed, then when Russian forces break through the forward defenses, there will be no counterattack to stop them. The loss of 285 troops and 4 armored fighting vehicles in this sector suggests that these engagements are not just long-range strikes. There may be direct contact or heavy artillery bombardment. The East Group is methodically dismantling the Ukrainian ability to respond.
The Dnieper Group destroyed 4 electronic warfare stations, but reported only 40 Ukrainian troop losses. That's a high ratio of EW destruction to casualties. What does this tell you about the Dnieper Group's tactics?
The DNEPR Group is demonstrating a disciplined economy of force approach. Instead of launching costly frontal assaults, they're using precision strikes to target high-value enablers. 4 electronic warfare stations destroyed in a single day in a secondary sector is a massive blow to Ukrainian C4 ISR along the DPR river line. Each EW station can protect a wide area. Removing 4 creates gaps that Russian drones and aircraft can exploit. The low troop loss figure, only 40, indicates that the DNEPR Group is achieving these effects without close combat. They are likely using artillery, drones, or loitering munitions to strike EW stations from a distance. This is the essence of modern warfare. You don't need to take ground to win. You need to make the ground that the enemy holds untenable by stripping away his sensors and communications.
Now let's turn to the operational tactical aviation campaign. Today's briefing reports strikes on Ukrainian industry, energy and transport infrastructure, depots of uncrewed surface vehicles and long-range UAVs, and deployment areas across 152 locations. Air defense shot down 12 guided bombs and 259 UAVs. Why are USV depots being targeted specifically?
Uncrewed surface vehicles, naval drones, have become a significant threat to the Black Sea Fleet. Ukraine has used them to strike Russian ships and even the Kerch Strait Bridge. By targeting USV depots, Russian aviation is attacking the storage and maintenance facilities for these drones, reducing the number that can be launched. The long-range UAV depots are equally important because those drones are used for deep strikes against Russian rear areas. The strikes on industry, energy, and transport infrastructure continue the campaign to degrade Ukraine's war economy. The 259 UAVs shot down is within the recent normal range, but the 12 guided bombs intercepted are significant because guided bombs are more lethal than most drones. The aviation campaign is not a supporting footnote. It is an integral part of the Russian strategy to attack Ukraine's ability to generate combat power at every level, from factory to front line.
Following up on that, the briefing also notes that air defense shot down 12 guided aerial bombs. What are the typical sources of these bombs, and why are they a priority target?
Guided aerial bombs are typically launched from Ukrainian aircraft, Su-24, Su-27, or MiG-29, or possibly from modified drones. They are precision-guided, with larger warheads than most UAVs. A single guided bomb can destroy a command post, a bridge, or a concentration of troops. They are a priority target because they pose a higher risk per munition than a small drone. The fact that 12 were shot down in one day suggests that Ukraine is attempting to use these weapons more frequently. But Russian air defense is adapting. The interception of guided bombs often requires medium-range systems like the Buk or S-300, which are also used against aircraft. So each guided bomb intercepted consumes a relatively expensive missile. However, the alternative, letting them hit, is worse. The air defense network is holding, but the cost in munitions is real.
Colonel Oguntoye, as we wrap up, what are your overarching tactical and strategic implications from April 11, 2026?
Tactically, this was a day of significant Western equipment destruction. An M113, a Bradley IFV, and two M777 howitzers, all American-made, confirmed destroyed in 24 hours. This is not luck. It is the result of a mature targeting cycle that integrates drone reconnaissance, electronic intelligence, and precision strike. Russian forces have adapted to the Western arsenal. The destruction of 12 electronic warfare stations across all sectors will create gaps in the Ukrainian sensor network, allowing Russian drones to operate more freely. The engagement of two National Guard brigades in the center sector confirms that Ukraine's regular army is exhausted. Internal security forces are being used as line infantry.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that strategically, the sustained destruction of ammunition depots, at least 7 today, plus 10 material depots, will progressively constrain Ukrainian fire support. The loss of the Bradley and M777 reduces Ukraine's offensive armored and precision fires capability. The aviation campaign's focus on USV and long-range UAV depots is a direct response to the naval drone threat and deep strike concerns.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive frontline updates from commanders in theater.